What's going on, everyone? I'm Jamel Jones, founder and creator of New Realm Digital Marketing. In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to send bulk SMS messages using the New Realm campaigns. Now, this is extremely powerful and extremely valuable tool. Whether you, whether you're a real estate wholesaler, a real estate agent, an insurance agent, an attorney, like anybody, right? This is an extremely valuable way, extremely efficient way to reach out to a vast majority of people in a very little and very inexpensive manner. So the first thing you're going to want to do when you log into the New Realm system, you're probably going to start off on the dashboard right here, but you're going to want to click down here on automations. And inside of automations, now in this video, we're not messing with workflows. We'll get into that in a different video. We're just going to do a basic, simple campaign. So you're going to click on campaign. And as you can see in my system, I have some preset campaigns already set up, but we're not going to do that, right? First, let's create a folder, test demo folder. I'm going to save that, and now we're going to create a campaign. Just name it bulk SMS campaign. And as soon as you name it, it's going to pop up. Notice this tab right here, this drop down menu right here is going to start off in draft mode, and you're going to actually see it right here as well. Now, in order for this campaign to work, you have to select publish, but we're not going to do that until we're done setting up the campaign. And you can change the name of the campaign directly from here. Notice campaign configuration, you can set it to go out at certain times. When is the best time, when is the best condition, and then you can set it for different times between noon and 5 or whatever you want to choose. You can assign it to, if you have VAs, you can assign it to your VAs, and you can also set it to go over to a different campaign after it finishes from this campaign. And if you're sending, if you're creating an email campaign, you create it the same exact way. And you can put in from email address. Make sure that your email address is inside of the system though, or it will not send. And this is for your pipelines. You can set a pipeline value. You can add tags. You can add multiple. This is if you're planning on adding the same contact into the same campaign, right? And stop on response. This means that when they respond to you, it will stop the campaign and remove them. And then obviously you can set the event start date. So we're going to leave everything the way it was and just hit cancel. And so you're going to select this right here, add event, and we're doing SMS. But notice you can send an SMS, you can send an email, you can do an RVM, a manual SMS. This means that when this triggers, you will have to go in and send an SMS manually. You can send a GMB message, you can add a task to the system. For example, if you want your VAs to call someone, you can set that to happen. You can set a wait, you can set a call, you can send a messenger, or you can set a manual call. This is what we use for the power dialer. You can see that in another video. And this is a little bit advanced. You can connect the system to either Zapier or Pabbly. I personally prefer Pabbly to trigger off automations with other softwares or other platforms that you use. You can connect it via webhook. So anyway, we're going to do SMS. Not the manual one, but this one, because we want this to be an automatic or automated bulk campaign, right? So we're going to do a real estate one. So we're going to say, hey, and again, this is assuming that you already have your list uploaded, right? So if you already have your list uploaded, then custom values should work. So we're going to say, hey, contact first name. My name is, you can either type your name in, or you can go down to user and select first name, or you could go down to account and then go down to owner and select first name. I like to do location owner. Your VAs, if you have virtual assistants or a partner or something setting this up, I would recommend using the user instead of the account. But if you're doing it yourself, I would do the account. My name is location with, again, I would use the account name, because your new realm account should be named after your business. That's just, best practices. So in my particular situation, excuse me, on the other end, when I send this message, it will say, "Hey, my name is Jamel with REI Master Account Build," or New Realm Digital Marketing if I was in my New Realm location, right? I'm interested in buying the house you have at, and then we go into custom values. We'll go to the contact, over, down to address. You can do the address, city, state, and then go all the way to postal code, or you could just do full address. I like to do just the address so that you don't sound or look robot-y, right? And keep in mind, these characters, your segments are based on 160 characters. Each segment costs a certain amount of money depending on what plan you're on. So right now we're already over our 160 characters, right? So in order to keep things down, this is just best practices. Try to minimize the message that you're sending out as low as you can. So instead of saying my name is, you could just say "I." That'll drop it down, and you could just not put your business name if you don't want to. And then this sentence right here, I'll just put concerning the address. Do you want to sell? Boom. Plain and simple. 144 characters, which is under 160, and it will only cost, again, based on whatever plan you're on, it will only cost a certain amount of money. And so you hit custom time. You can select the custom time either in here or in the campaign configuration that we went to earlier. Let's do it in here so I can show you guys how it works. We're going to say 11:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. So this message will literally only send out between these two things. And remember, this custom time inside of here overrides this custom time inside of here. And so you can also send a test message to yourself to see how the message actually looks, and you can actually attach files as well. So we're going to click save, and there you go. That's your first message. So you can set up multiple messages to go out. This is just a brief example of the strategy that I use. We're going to say send another message, and we're just going to put anything this time. We're not going to do the other stuff. And we're going to go to this one. Will send immediately, 0 minutes, right? And this one, let's say you want to give them 3 days to respond. Nope, not 30 days, but 3 days to respond. So now when this message here goes out, the system will wait 3 days, and if they do not respond, because remember we went in here and we said stop on response. Now when they respond, you're supposed to pick up that message because we're running campaigns, right? So if they don't respond, SMS 2 goes out. And the cool thing about this, man, is that you don't have to just do an SMS campaign. You can do an SMS, and then if they don't respond, send an email, right? And then if they don't respond to the email, now we're going to cold call them. So we're going to do SMS on day 1. On day 4, we're going to send another SMS. On day 6, we're going to send an email. And then on day 10, we're going to cold call them. That's amazing, right? And just real quick, I have another video on cold calling, but just real quick, let's say everybody that drops into this cold call, this manual call, which is basically a cold call or a power dialer, in order to access them, and you don't have to save this, this automatically saves, but in order for it to work, you will have to click publish. So in order to do the manual call, and let me show you this, guys, like you can move them around too, right? So that's another cool feature that we've put in here. But you would go over the conversations, then you would go to manual actions, and then you just select let's start, and everybody that dropped into that campaign, let's see, what was the name of that campaign? Oh, nope, it was, oh, here it is right there, bulk SMS. So everybody that falls into that campaign will show up here, but there's nobody in there right now, so it says you have no pending tasks, right? But let's go over here to your contacts. We're going to select all contacts. Let me make sure that that campaign is off. I don't want to send anybody any messages. Alright, so yeah, it's in draft mode. So we're going to select all the contacts. We're going to click the little robot dude. We're going to select proceed. Then we're going to find, oh well, it's not activated. So let me just show you real quick. I just won't add the people to it. So let's do publish, and now let's go back over. And now it's there. Boom. You select bulk. You type in what you're doing. Add to bulk SMS. And now this part right here is really important, guys. So if you're doing a small amount, like this is 13 contacts, if you're doing a small amount, you can add them all at once, or you can schedule them to be added at a certain time using add at a scheduled time. Or if you're doing a big list, please pay attention to this part. When I first got started doing this, I sent out like 5,000 messages at the exact same time, and the feedback that I was getting, people calling, texting, just like it was overwhelming. I ended up deleting my entire system and I started over from scratch. I deleted all the contacts out and everything. I panicked, I freaked out. So don't do that. So really listen to this part. So all right, so let's say today's the 6th. Let's say you want to start this next Monday. So you put it in there and you want to start it at 11:20 a.m. Boom. Now batch quantity. This is really important. Let's say you have 1,000 records that you're trying to message. Now, utilizing New Realm, you can send up to 10,000 messages a day. You can. But I do not recommend that. Even if you have a team of a lot of people, do not send 10,000 messages a day. 10,000 is a very, very large number when we're talking about people texting you back or calling you back. Because remember, as soon as these messages go out, people are going to be responding, people are going to be calling you back. And there's no way around that. So, if you're just getting started and you're by yourself, I recommend 25 messages a day. And then slowly, gradually go up, as you get more and more familiar with the system. And so we're going to say that we're going to repeat that after one day, and we're not sending messages on Sundays. You can leave this empty, because if you have it set up in the campaign already, the times are going to go out. Then actually, because of that, we could just set 12 a.m. so that way it knows on October 10th. All of those contacts will drop into that campaign, but they will not send out until the assigned time inside of the campaign, if that makes sense. And then you just simply hit add to campaign/workflow, and you can set it and forget it. So think about this, guys. Like if you have 1,000 messages and you want to message all of these people, and you don't want to come in here and manually do it every single day, you just add all 1,000 from over here, the CRM, to this campaign and send out 25 or 100 or 50 or 75 or 200 and 250, whatever you want to send out, and you spread it out over the course of a day or two. Let's say you're sending out 300 messages a day, and you give yourself 2 or 3 days to catch up with those. So we're gonna do 3 days, right? And so you won't have to go back in and add any more else to the campaign or manually message anyone for the initial message anyway, because the system is doing it for you, right? Like, imagine how powerful that is to, even if you have a VA, you sending out those campaigns and you just have your VA responding when people message you back. Like, that is so powerful. That's such a powerful tool to be able to use. That is such a powerful thing to be able to do, because unlike a lot of other softwares, I won't name any by name, but like a lot of other softwares, you have to manually send out messages, right? Okay, so some of you may be thinking, but what about I don't want to send out the same exact message. Well, first of all, the same exact message won't go out because we put the parameters in there for the people's names. But, okay, let's say, for example, you did want to send different messages. Let's find the campaign that we were just using. Let's say we just go ahead and copy this campaign and name it 2, and then this is this part right here. You guys won't see that part. And so now we just created a copy. So what we'll do is go into bulk SMS 2, and we'll change this message. We'll change the wording, and then when we go over to the contacts, let's say you have 1,000, for example, you'll take 500 of that 1,000 and you add them to the first campaign, and then you take the second 500 and add them to the second campaign. And how you can distinguish them is bulk SMS 2, and you just add that as a tag. So that way you keep track of what contacts went into what campaign, right? And so we want to add multiple too, because everyone that we add to this campaign, we might add to the next campaign if they don't follow through. And to even do that, let's say that this was campaign 1, and you want to set it to where if no one responded during this campaign, the next campaign would be let's see. The next campaign would be bulk SMS 2. Bulk SMS 1. So what that means is, if a person makes it all the way through this campaign, and let's just imagine, because if you have a manual call, they'll stop at that manual call. So let's say this campaign, for example, they get all the way through to the manual call, you cold call them, they still don't answer. At the end of that cold call, if they're not dispositioned as a lead or something like that, they'll go through to the bulk SMS and go through the same process again until you reach them. Now, that's just something that I do in my business. A lot of you guys, you probably do like a 1 to 3 touch pattern. Me, if the number isn't a wrong number or they don't tell me to screw off, I'm not going to stop messaging them, So that's just me, though. But anyway, that is how you create a SMS, a bulk SMS or bulk whatever campaign utilizing the New Realm CRM. That's all, guys. Again, I'm Jamel Jones, founder and creator of New Realm. If you guys need any help, please do not hesitate to book a call with me. My link is in the description. I've also got some tools down there for you guys. If you guys are wholesalers just getting started, there's a bunch of tools down there for you guys to use. And reach out to me if you need me. I look forward to seeing your business grow.